What's up, everybody? I'm Metal Nick,
I'm Jeff Grindstoffer.
and welcome to episode number 95 of Final Bang. Today's topic, dealer's choice number 3, or as Jeff likes to call it, whatever the fuck we want to talk about.
Whatever the fuck we want, dude. Just, topics are for losers, suckers.
We miss you, Alex Shaw.
That's what that boils down to. Just quit fucking around,
Um,
Alex. There's more important things to do than bands.
um, yeah, this is a fun one because we just wanted to be able to get there's there. I'll be honest with you. The reason I asked Jeff to do this one is because last time we did the MV Bang episode, I had to go through my 7 inches, and I was looking through some of the stuff that was in that box, and I was like, man, like, have I ever talked about some of these? So like, there's just stuff that I was like, let me talk about it on the show because
Right.
I'm not. I got a lot of stuff, a lot more 7 inches than I talked about in the 7 inch episode, and yeah, this is just a fair warning to everybody. I'm talking about mostly all 7 inches in this episode. I know Jeff has got some this thing called a compact disc.
CDs out of the out of format or out of print format, the dead format. Best Buy doesn't even sell CDs anymore.
That's crazy.
Phased out.
Yeah. Well, let's not waste any time here, Jeff. What is the first thing that you wanted to talk about?
Well, just to go ahead and get the CD thing out of the way, I'll go ahead and start with one of these. Now, this is something I just wanted to talk about, and I haven't opened this thing, I think, since I got it. Um, but I saw it in my Discogs list, and I'm like, you know what? I kind of like to talk about this fucking thing. I've got a couple of different collectibles from this band, and I figure we'll go ahead and talk about one of them. So I'm going to start off with the Cattle Decapitation Human Jerky. This is the limited edition 15th anniversary tin. And these are numbered. I forgot what number I had or have. Still have it. I believe, was it this that I bought for you, Nick? I can't remember if this was this or if it was the Homivore.
I can't remember. I think it was that one.
Yeah, I almost wish I'd have got yours first so I could have picked the number so I could pick which number I wanted. But either way, I have these are limited to 100. This is number 22 of 100,
Oh yeah, I
which
got
is
number 21 of 100.
is that right?
No, I'm just
If you would have wound up with like number 79, like that's one of my numbers, born in 79, so I like numbers that are numbered 79 or 98 because the year I graduated high school or whatever. Anyway, this was a really cool idea. This was these cards were done. This is like a recipe card, and these were all made by Jeff Sisson. I don't know if you put that together, if you realize that, Nick. But our good friend Jeff Sisson that came dressed, that was the best dressed guest we've ever had on the show, is the one that put these together. The human jerky recipe is, I'm not going to read the whole thing because it would take too long, but it's really cool thing to have, really cool collectible. And like I said, it comes in a tin, and I don't even know if I've ever even taken this thing apart or if I'll be able to do it on camera. There we go, with a little cute little 15th anniversary booklet. That is basically the inlay for the original CD, but of course, an original size inlay won't go inside this tin can. So they did a cute little picture version of the 15th anniversary tin liner notes for this release. And it's just, cool thing to have. I mean, I'll never listen to this thing, but because I've got the original CD or whatever. But yeah, just a cute little collectible to have. It's awesome to have. These sold out relatively quick, and there's like, I don't even know if there's any on Discogs. I haven't looked in a while, but Yeah, like I said, I just this I don't know how else I would ever bring this up in an episode. I figured, yeah, fuck it. I'll talk about this in one of our whatever the fuck we want episodes. So there you go. Human Jerky 15th anniversary tin. Pretty cool thing to have.
Excellent, excellent. Yes,
Excellent.
I don't remember what number I have. I gotta track hunt man down. It's somewhere. But yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, and the funny thing about this, real quick, is that it always sits on that shelf, so it's actually in every episode. But I've just never talked about it. It's shown in every episode, unless you absolutely look for it. You don't know it's there, except for Kane. Kane's everywhere. He always wants to make sure you see him.
Rascally dog. All right.
All right.
What I'm going to talk. First thing I'm going to talk about is yeah, I could have went in alphabetical order here. Uh, Despise You. This is a really cool, unique pressing of it's called All Your Majestic Bullshit. This came out in 2015. This is out of 500 pressed. They all right. They all came on this green vinyl,
Mm-hmm.
and backside did nothing. It also came with like a olive green sticker that I don't. If I look in one of my sticker bags, it's probably in there. But some printed out liner notes, a show flyer. But what makes this pressing very unique is this is when the DIY part comes in. Um, they basically spray painted different color covers for each one, and
Mm-hmm.
I got like a red one. There's some that are like yellow, some that are green. Everyone's different, and they're out of 500, numbered out of 500. I got 197 out of 500. Yeah, I remember when I saw that they were putting these up, it was like, oh, awesome. I love, excuse me, I love really cool DIY type put together stuff like what Jeff just shared, because like like you were saying earlier, like that cattle thing was put together by the band. Like I think this was put together by Pessimir Records. I don't know if somebody from Despise You must run this label. I don't know, but pretty fucking cool thing. It's a rare. Every person's got a different type of spray painted cover from what I understand. But
Yeah, mine's green, I think.
okay, cool. Yeah, you got
Pretty
one
sure
too.
mine's green. Mm-hmm.
Fuck yeah. So you know, and again, like Despise You, one just awesome fucking band. So like when they put out stuff like this, like you want to, feel like it's owning like a piece of history. This band is fucking badass.
Oh, absolutely.
Um,
Yeah.
I'm sitting here on camera putting all this together. Yeah, boom. Despise
Yeah, I'd
You.
have to I'd have to dig mine out, but I know that I got one, and I'm almost positive that it's a green color, but I could be wrong.
I forgot what mine was. I just knew I had one, but
Mm.
hmm
Still very cool to have.
for sure.
Up next, do you have the ball or did you, Kane? He's something. So, so up next, I guess just to go ahead and keep on with the CDs to get these out of the way. I'm gonna see if I can even pronounce this fucking thing because, like, I don't think I've ever had to pronounce this out loud. This release is from The Lion's Daughter. This is titled Hemimetabulous. 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 Probably summoning demons or something trying to mispronounce this thing. But this is a 3-song EP. It features the song I Ate the Dead and Swallowed the Virus, Thief of Light, which those two are the Lion's Daughter originals, and the third song is Everyone I Went to High School With Is Dead, which is the opening track on the Mr. Bungle album Disco Volante. All studio versions. They're all the same disc, but there are five different artworks. There are five different, and I did not go through enough effort to see who the artists are. If whoever watches this episode, if they want to chime in and inform me, I'm almost positive one of them is Scott Fogelbach and another one is Kobe Ellison. I'm almost positive, but I could be wrong. But yeah, there's five different artworks for these. Of course, I had to have all five because been a lifelong fan of this band since their inception. This one's really badass. This one is really articulate and very cool artwork. And there's four of the five, and then the last one is this is why I almost say that this is Kobe. I almost think this is Kobe Ellison here. But just the lion's daughter, goat fucker, which I don't know what relevance that has to anything. But it's fun. It's just a cool collector's thing to have. I don't think these have ever even been put online. Like I don't even think these are listed on Discogs for me to even like add to my collection. But yeah, very cool. Again, another DIY thing. You know, these were just printed out on cardboard and cut out and had the CDs all glued to the back. You know, very DIY, but you know, a cool thing to have for the collection because I try to have everything. I'm almost positive I have everything from them, except for like test presses. But yeah, rest in peace, Lion's daughter. They've all moved on and done other stuff, and but
Really, I didn't realize they were no longer a band.
they split up back in August or September. They played their last show. They're done.
Damn,
It's a bummer.
sorry to hear that.
Oh, it's cool. I mean, they the way they put it, they were just like we didn't want to keep going until nobody cared in the band anymore. We've gone out on a high note. We want to leave it on a high note. So, and I respect them for that. But you know,
They'll be back.
they'll be back.
They'll be back. The money will come talking, and those dudes can't say no.
Right.
All right. The next thing I'm going to talk about is a release that came out from a local label from Baltimore called A389 Records. Dom Romeo. Yeah, Dom Romeo. He was in a lot of hardcore bands, and he got a lot of he put out a lot of stuff like Integrity represses and whatnot, but a lot of new stuff as well. And one thing he put out was by a very famous band from New Orleans called I Hate God. This is this is called New Orleans is the New Vietnam. Kind of one of those crazy covers. I think this is Mercedes Benz dome back there, but
Mm-hmm.
this one was a green one, green pressing. It's got the whole logo shindig on the back. This was like the one of the OG ones that I guess when it was they only pressed it once, A389, but they always showed pictures on their site of this one particular one, and eventually I found out they only sold 20 or 30 of these to the public. This is a mirrored cover copy. Um, yeah, there you go. That's a little bit better. You want to hold it like this, you're just going to see everything. But yeah, this was it came with a sticker and or it came with a patch, and I used that patch on one of my hoodies, and it's also numbered. I got number 94 out of 100, and it is a clear pressing. Same center label and all. With with this with their little
Oh, that's rad.
thing on the back, just like the green one. But yeah, this was I guess at some point Dom would sell. He would do these things where he would sell certain rare pressings. He would open up the A389 vault and sell stuff, and yeah, I took advantage of this. This one was, like I said, like the whole mirror cover thing is just pretty fucking rad. Um, and only 100 of them made. But I think there's also one. There's a couple more. I think there's some more rare ones. I know there's like a camouflaged one, but yeah, I hate God,
Cool.
everybody's favorite, most of I don't know, offensive band name from New Orleans. That's not Goatwhore.
Yeah, it is a little offensive, I guess. I don't know, never really paid attention to that band.
To which one?
I
I
hate
hate God.
God.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I just never really got into them. Nothing against them, I just, yeah,
they're awesome live. They're
yeah.
so fucking awesome.
Speaking of band shirts, is that supposed to be a death certificate, like reference? That's awesome. That's
I don't
fucking
know
rad.
if you can see the back. It says "fuck all y'all." It's Supreme. They do these drops, and I always look at them to see what the cool shit they have. I bought this great hat, but I saw this. They did like an All Dogs Go to Heaven drop, which was weird. But when I bought this, it came with a cool sticker, and they also did like an Exorcist collab, and yeah, they sent me a bunch of my when I went to my we'll talk about it off camera later, but yeah, I can
What
go on
is it?
about
What I know you've worn the hat, but what is Supreme? Is that like a Cypress
there's a,
Hill thing or?
there's a skate shop in New York City,
Gotcha.
and
Okay.
it eventually got turned. It did a collab with Nike in like the early 2000s, and then all of a sudden, like
Hmm.
people just started like wanting their shit more and more, and
Hmm.
it's just they started doing collabs with all these companies, and their shit like people buy their stuff and then resell it for like super expensive, super like high prices, and like but every now and then like I've seen like I've looked them up. They did one with Slayer. They've done like, quite a few cool ones, but uh
Right on.
there's a really cool documentary that came out back in June on ESPN. One of their 30 for 30s. It was called Empire Skate, and it was about all these skateboarders from New York that like they changed like the whole culture of skateboarding. And
Hmm.
when they had no skate shops in New York City, and then they explained how Supreme opened up, and it became their home base. Their little like they would go. A lot of them worked there. They would hang out there and just kick it. And it's neat. It goes through how all the things that happened in the '90s, and then it goes through 9/11 and what life was like before and after that in New York City, and like. But it's really cool. That movie Kids.
Hmm.
Uh, a lot of those actors were from Supreme and skated and worked there and all that. So
Oh shit.
they go over all that. They go over when Harmony Korine shows up and hangs out with them all and tells them, "I'm writing this script about you guys," and like they show all that. It's pretty neat documentary. But I recommend
Cool.
it if you have ESPN Plus or whatever. Watch that.
I don't know if
But
we do or not. I doubt we do, but
if you got like
we'll see.
the the Hulu bundle and all that, it's a skate doc. You know you like skating, so.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
all right, you're up, Jeff.
Moving on. So next, after I get the dog situated with the ball for the next 10 seconds. So my next format, I'm gonna go from. I guess I'm just gonna go in size order because I'm going from compact disc to 45s. This thing is a book of seven, 45s. This is a collection of John Zorn songs. This is basically a that says the song project is a retrospective of some of Zorn's most lyrical compositions over the last 30 years, with the original lyrics by and vocals by Mike Patton, Jesse Harris, Sophia Rett. It features music originally written for Naked City, Masada, The Dreamers, movie soundtracks, and more. Presented as a limited edition of six 45 RPM singles with a 32-page book filled with lyrics, notes, and rare photos. The song project as a collector's dream. This thing has been sealed since I got it. I bought it because of Patton's involvement with this project, and plus it's Zorn. I mean, it's a cool thing to have, but because of Patton's involvement, I bought this book, and it has been sealed. ever since the day I bought it. And real quick, I want to show something because I finally get to play this thing. I've got a couple other 45 adapters, but I saw this thing and it was so cool. So I was on Turntable Lab looking through stuff the other day, and I found a skateboard wheel, an
Yep.
actual skateboard wheel. They took them and cut them in half, and it's even got the bearing and everything in the middle of it. But this is a 45 adapter, and I'm dude, that's clever as hell. I have to have this thing.
That's
So
all.
yeah, now I have a 45 adapter, and I am stoked to play. And I'm going to open. This is going to be another one of those instances on the show where something gets opened for the very first time. Um, why I've never opened this to at least like see the artwork or any of the 45s or anything is beyond me, but here we are. But yeah, and I've heard all of this stuff, like it's all on Spotify and Bandcamp and everything, and it's an awesome collection to have. But yeah, I've never seen any of these things, so we'll just do a couple. I'm not going to do all of them, get real crazy with it, but yeah,
Oh, awesome.
a blue 45. I'll just grab another one here, just a random one to see what this one looks like. An actual pink, actual pink 45. But
Pleasure, bro.
yeah, it looks like every song. Okay, this one here is the song "Flying Blind," which ironically features Mike Patton. So how cool is that? But yeah, the artwork, pretty cool artwork on every release on all of the 45s. Um, yeah, very avant-garde artistic stuff. This one's kind of cool. Look at this one. But yeah, pretty cool thing to have. And now I actually get to listen to it now that I've got a 45 adapter. But plus, I love talking about that. And this thing is like it's like velvet. Ooh,
Awesome. It's
ooh,
neat.
I like that. But yeah, yeah. So John Zorn, Mike Patton, and it also features like Trevor Dunn's on a couple of the tracks, which is of course the bassist for Mr. Bungle, Phantom Oz, Tomahawk, a lot of collaboration projects with Mike Patton. But yeah, dude, I am stoked. I get to listen to this thing now. So yeah,
Killer. Killer. That's
thanks.
some cool shit, man. I I I appreciate box sets like that. The 45 box sets. Those are,
Mm.
you know, it's good stuff. Um, all right. I got next thing I'm gonna talk about is this band Extortion. And in 2012 they put out a split with a band called Jed Whitey. I got a couple different pressings of this. This is like a marble, excuse me, Extortion side. Um, and then there was this clear yellow, same thing.
Hmm.
Extortion. So let me maybe I'll pull out the artwork and see what it.
Jed Whitey. So there, I assume, is another like power violence band.
I believe so. Yeah.
I would assume they were. I mean,
I don't remember. I've only listened to this stuff maybe like 3 or 4 times, so it's hard to remember what that side was sounded like. I only listened, bought these mostly, excuse me, for the Extortion side.
right.
Maybe I should go back and listen to it next day I'm off. And then this was all put out by RSR Records in Germany. This was limited to 100 on mirrored red with the same yellow vinyl. I have 56 of 100. There was
Cool.
also one where instead of red it was black. I don't know, that one might be way more limited than this one. I'm not sure, but I remember after seeing Extortion in 2010 at Maryland Death Fest, I like I obsessed over them. I was like, holy shit. I went home and the first thing I started with was this 10-inch called Loose Screws, and I found it at some record store in Philly, and I bought it, and then I just started collecting the 7 inches because they had a ton of these, and they also have a ton of cassette tapes. But they have some full lengths, and those weren't hard to get my hands on because they repressed a bunch of those a bunch of times. But Extortion is just one of those bands that put out a bunch of stuff, and as far as 7 inches, like that was a neat one for me. I just,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah, that's rad. I'm looking up this Jed Whitey band. That extortion thing was the last thing they did, so
Okay.
it's probably a good way for them to, wrap up their band or whatever. But I'm gonna check that band out, man. I never heard of them, so I figured they would be a power violence band or along the same lines
Maybe, yeah.
as extortion. So
Maybe punk, because it's some of the bands that they do splits with are punk, but a lot of them are the same vein of power violence, just maybe different style. But yeah,
hmm.
I have to assume they were an Australian band, like most of the bands that they put splits out with.
They're from Perth, Western Australia.
Fuck yeah, there you go.
Oh, you done good. You introduced me to a band. You haven't done that since that one actually. I was listening to Dr. Colossus earlier, and I thought of you. I was like, oh, Nick showed me this band.
I got a connection down in Australia. What do you want? Shout out to Kim. Shout out to Kim.
Uh-huh. There you go. Shout out Kim.
But I appreciate the Australian culture. There's a lot of great bands from there that I wish got the chance to come here more often. And I know when American bands go down there, it's a big deal for them. And that's yeah. I Kim is an awesome friend that I met on the internet when the place where they told you not to make friends because people are bad on the internet. And
Hmm.
she's been an awesome human being, an awesome friend for as long as I've known her. And yeah, introduced her to some neat people that have been able to take care of her when their bands come to town. So I'm happy to do that for her. She's just a great friend, and a couple of those last extortion records, she bought me a lot of stuff, some merch from it at shows and merch online, and then sent me a bunch of Australian chocolate. It was great, but uh, I have great appreciation for the Australian music scene because there's that band Psychroptic. I know when Jason was on our show. He had that
Hmm.
box set that I knew nothing about, and I'm like real envious of. I want to see how much that goes for. Because there's one album that I would love to own on vinyl, but
Right.
you know.
So
Uh,
yeah.
moving on.
Speaking of never meeting people on the internet because people are dangerous, welcome to Vinyl Bang. Nick and I met on the internet on christianmingle.com.
I still don't trust this guy.
Who does? Up next is a one of the very first is one of the very first 10 inches I ever owned from the very first record store day that I ever participated in. This consists of two live tracks from this band, and why I didn't feature this in the 10 inch episode is beyond me. But this is absolutely one of the cooler things that I own. This is a Primus live 10 inch. This was released. This is two tracks from the Green Naugahyde, and this is like I don't know if I can get it to where you can see it's like stamped.
Hmm.
It's a green. It's a leather bound. I guess it's actually supposed to be green Naugahyde, but it's a leather cover, and there's no sleeve or anything in the middle. A green, clear green, translucent green vinyl. The two tracks are Jillies on Smack and Eyes of the Squirrel. There's one song on both sides. Eyes of the Squirrel was recorded in Denver as well as Jillies on Smack. But yeah, this is a cool thing to have. Like, I mean, whenever I bought it, like I said, it was the very first 10 inch I ever owned, but I had to have it because it was Primus and it's a cool little collectible thing. But it's like it's embedded, it's stamped, and it's stamped so well that you can even kind of see it on the back side as well. It's Primus is backwards on the back side. But yeah, very cool thing to have. I've never played it. I've
What
never
so,
even
what
taken this
songs
thing
are
out.
on it?
Jillies on Smack and Eyes of the Squirrel, which are two tracks
Oh,
from Green Naugahyde. So this was like a promotional thing for their
okay,
Green Naugahyde album. But yeah,
that's fucking rad.
10 inch.
You have a box. I was just thinking about this while I was talking about the last thing I was talking about, but you have a box set of like a bunch of like their singles, right?
Yeah,
With
they're
like,
45. Yeah, and those are 45s as well.
yeah, I thought that, man.
You didn't get one of those? I thought you got one of those from Third Man Records. I thought you did.
But I only signed up for that any of those clubhouse things when it was sleep shit that was coming out. When
That's
as soon
right.
as it was done, I would just cancel my subscription because I don't need any of that other stuff. It's
Yeah,
and if I try to flip it, it doesn't.
doesn't
Other
even
people
know.
are doing that. Yeah, other people are selling it for cheaper, so and nobody wants to
Yeah,
buy it.
yeah. That's what I did because the Third Man Records, like I signed up long enough to get the Primus box set, and then I was like, unsubscribe. I'm done. Thank you.
Hmm.
You know, it's not my thing. Jack White.
All right. Next thing I'm going to talk about is a 7-inch I acquired from a Mr. Scott Hall. This is a grindcore project, I believe. Japanese torture comedy hour, and comes with this little fold out here. So this is the Japanese comedy torture hour side. Some jacked up dude, Scott Hall, Andrew Coates, Chris Leamy, and Chris Carlson. Uh, this is when Scott was living in Massachusetts, I guess, way before he moved out here to Bethesda. Uh, and then it's with a split with a. Oh, I should have showed the other side. Uh, well, the other side is with a split is with a band called Auto Christ. Um, it's a clear vinyl. I do not know what the pressing info is on this because there was nothing really to say about it on Discogs. But it's just a cool little gift for my friend Mr. Hall. Um, Fucked up shit. Uh, I'm not into the gore people, to be honest with you, but a lot of the bands that I listen to, like they love the early stuff. I guess they like to have this nonsense on their artwork, and I think there's a couple other bands or newer bands that are doing it. But yeah, this is something that I don't think I'd ever have a chance to talk about on the show unless Jeff and I decided to do a full blown episode about Scott Hall, or if Scott Hall ever decided to come on our show. What is happening here? Keep clicking the button and it's not going back. Uh, yeah.
Scott Hall doing Vinyl Bang. Don't be silly. That's silly. We'll get him one of these days. We'll keep hounding him. I say we both bombard him at whenever we see him at Death Fest.
Well, what I think is we have a episode 100 coming up on us here soon, so no other better way to twist this man's arm
That would
as
be
we
a good.
as we say this live on the air.
Uh, hey, I'm going to tell him to watch this episode right at 34 minutes and 20 seconds.
Um, don't remember we bullshitted before we hit record.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, uh, we're giving away the show. People don't know the secrets here. Anyways, Jeff, you just went right, or did I? No, I
Yeah,
just
you
went.
know, you just talked about Scott and shout
I,
out Scott
I,
Hall, dude. I fucking love that guy, man. Shout out Scott Hall. This one, this is a new acquisition. This is a new. I just got this a couple of days ago, but I really want to talk about this. I really want to open this thing. So, for the best of my knowledge, as far as I can tell, this thing was pressed in 1993. I mean, it was absolutely pressed in 1993. This copy that I acquired from my very good friends at Hit Records, which I love those guys, love this record store. I went in and I traded a copy of the new Nine Inch Nails soundtrack on cassette because I'm not crazy about it. I mean, it's okay, but like I didn't have to have the cassette version of it. So I went in, took it in, and traded in my Nine Inch Nails Tron cassette, and basically got this for nothing. Uh, this is whenever I saw it. First of all, I didn't even know what it was. I saw it and I was just like, "Holy fuck, what is this?" This is William S. Burroughs doing spoken word over Kurt Cobain playing guitar. The back of this said, because whenever I saw the front of it, I'm like, what? William S. Burroughs and Kurt Cobain? Like, this has to be a ripoff or something. I didn't, but it says on the back here that William S. Burroughs recorded at Red House Studios, Lawrence, Kansas, on September 24th, 1993. Incredible, incredible. The only thing that I can find on Discogs says that this thing was pressed in 1993, and this thing is still sealed. Sealed. This thing is 32 years old, and I am about to open it I'm about to unseal it. I'm about to open this thing.
Chef the
Um,
Rebel.
the pictures online, it is a picture disc. It is a single-sided. The track itself is a 9-minute song, which I listen to on Spotify because I won't play the picture disc. But it is a 9-minute track of William S. Burroughs talking, giving a spoken word thing with Kurt playing over the back of it. And it is just like, man, this is awesome. Well, this isn't even yellow, so I've been lied to. So I need to fix up my Discogs. But yeah, this is the picture disc. This is number 4353 out of 5,000. And the back of this thing, and I'm really going to try to do this justice and do this correctly, but it's signed by William S. Burroughs and Kurt Cobain. And the way that Kurt signed his name, I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to try to do this where you can see it. It's Curtis,
Kurt
Kurtis, Curtis, which I have never seen before. Donald, which of course, Kurt's middle name was Donald, but Cobain, he spelled it Cohbaine. Never seen this spelling of his name ever, but for him to refer to himself as Curtis was like, I don't know if that was out of respect for who he was doing this project with, but Curtis Donald Cobain. It's so weird the way that he did this. But yeah, so this is not near as involved as what I thought it was. This probably repressed in like last week or something instead of being sealed for the last 32 years. But still a cool thing to have. Being a huge fan of Kurt, of course, the poster behind me indicates. Had to have this thing, whatever it was. I was just like, I picked it up. I said, I don't know what this is, but I own it now. So pretty excited about that. But yeah, spoken word, William S. Burroughs, he was in the video for Just One Fix, for Ministry's Just One Fix, which that album will come into play later on in the episode. But this man was actually in the video for Ministry's Just One Fix. So
Yeah,
there you
well,
go.
as soon as you pointed that out, I recognize who you're talking about. So, okay,
Yeah, there you go.
cool.
And that's why whenever I saw his name, I was like, I know that guy. He's in that Ministry video. But other than that, I didn't know any of his work or anything. But fuck it, I own this thing now. So
All right. So, I'm going to talk about this nail split with a band called Skin Like Iron. This came out in the year 2012. There was 1,000 pressed. There were 500 on, or 900 on black, and 100 on clear blue. And you had to go to a show in San Francisco to get the clear blue one. And although I've never been to California in my life, I do know people that live out there. And shout out to Ava, who went out to the show for me and bought me a clear blue vinyl. Only 100. This is a
nice.
pretty rare Nails record. Um,
Hmm.
yeah,
Very cool. Very cool.
I don't know how many people. I've never really looked this up to see how many people have sold it or whatnot. But I don't want to sell this. I like Nails a lot. I still buy their stuff and collect it when it comes out. And although they're on kind of like a big label now, but it's good stuff. There's Skin Like Iron side, Nails side. Uh, yeah, I have the black pressing as well. I was like digging through all my stuff, and I couldn't find this, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And then it was just stuck to the back of another record. But yeah, Nails.
Hmm. Yeah, I remember getting a copy of that whenever you got yours. Like we both got ours at the same time, and I think I only got the black pressing. I think because there was two. There's the
Yeah,
black and the blue.
that's what I was saying. The blue one you had to go to the show in San Fran to
That's
get
right.
that.
That's right. That's
They
right.
did
Yeah.
a
So
show
yep.
with Skin Like Iron. I think both of them got like 50 each. So
Right. Right. Yeah.
I
So I've
had
only
a
got the
friend who
black pressing, but
I had a friend who went to school out there, so I sent her money to buy me the record and to ship it back to me, and I gave her all this extra money to like for going out, buying the ticket, going to the show, doing all that shit.
right.
So yeah,
The things we do for records.
she had a good time. She said, yeah, but that wasn't the first time I had somebody who I know live in California go and pick up a record for me. So it's good shit. It's good to know people, have
Sure.
connections everywhere. It's if not this record game that we in would be a mess.
Right.
I would not have nearly half of the cool and rare stuff that I have. So
I hear you. Up next is now we're getting into the 12 inches. 12 inches the rest of the episode. Up next is another album from a band that I just their albums again are very hard to find. I talked about them on the last episode. This is Secret Chiefs 3. This is Book M. This is probably, I don't know if it's my favorite release from them, but it has the song that they're most famous for, I think, or most people know this song more than any of their other songs, Combat for the Angel. Which is, I mean, it's an awesome song. Don't get me wrong. I mean, even if it is overplayed or that song that everybody knows, it's still a really good song. But yeah, it's an awesome to have this on vinyl. I don't think there's anything in particular, like anything real out of the ordinary about this. I think it's just standard black, but very cool to have. This is one of the three Secret Chiefs 3 albums that I own on vinyl, and I think that might be all they have on vinyl. Aside from like 7 inches, they've done a couple of 7 inches, which I also have. But as far as full length albums, they have three, and I have three. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it because even if it's in front of me, spelling it, it's hard for me to pronounce. But Trey Spruance has signed that copy. The last time I saw them, or not the last time I saw them, the time before that. Anyway, yeah, Secret Chiefs 3, Book M, awesome to have on vinyl. Stoked to have that on vinyl actually. And like the person that I bought that from on Discogs, like they had no seller rating. And I was very, very, very leery of buying this because I'm like, really don't want to get ripped off, but the whole PayPal protection thing, so I was like, I'm going to take this risk and see if I get this record. And like 2 weeks later, it showed up, and I was like, thank God I didn't get ripped off. But yeah, so everybody's got to start somewhere, selling on Discogs. So I figured, fuck it, I'll go ahead and bite the bullet and see what happens. But
yeah.
Secret Chiefs 3.
All right. So this next thing that I got, this is something that a 7 inch that I bought, one of the earlier records that I bought going to shows. There was a period where I was going to a lot of shows at this club in Springfield, Virginia called Jack's, and I remember seeing Skinless there quite a few times. And one particular time I saw them there, this was back in 2002. They were selling these 7 inches. It was just a self-titled 7 inch, and I actually got all of them to sign the cover. I realized Bob was playing drums for them at the time, but on the on the liner notes here, there's a gentleman by the name of George Torres who played drums on this. Um, I have a red pressing. It's hard to see in this light, but out of 200, I think there was this one and maybe a brown one that was out of 200, and then there was a bunch of other colors that were out of 100. But yeah, I thought red looked cool because I like red. Um, but this is a cool one of those cool die cut move away covers.
Oh, it is rad.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's just like something that I sat on for a very long time. that I wanted to talk about on this show because like it's one of those. It's one of my oldest records that I've owned because like there was a period I had like Unearth records, and Poison the Well records that I bought early on, and I sold a lot of those because I was just like, what am I doing with these? But this I saved because it was autographed, and I like Skinless a lot. I even tried selling this at one point, and nobody wanted to buy it, and I held on to it. I'm like, what am I thinking? I love Skinless; they're one of my favorite death metal bands. But yeah, that's one of those cool ones that I purchased early on of me going to shows on my own, and you know,
Mhm.
yeah, buying vinyl.
No, it was funny whenever you were holding up the red record and you said, I bought it on red because I like red, and you're wearing a red hat and a red shirt. It was just a very fitting time for you to say that you like red.
I'm a
That was well played.
Rock the Red Washington Caps fans. They know that.
Oh, mm,
That's our little was our thing. I don't know. Anyhow,
yeah, I don't know. I don't watch hockey.
I'm not talking about hockey.
I know. Um, so up next, up next is a pretty cool release. It's a 4 disc um, shitload of songs. I don't even know how many songs are on this thing. I guess I could have looked it up on Discogs, but there's a shitload of songs. 4 discs. This was released in 2021 on Ipecac Records. All hail Ipecac and Mike Patton. Melvin's Five-Legged Dog. And ironically enough, I have a three-legged dog on my shirt. But yeah, there's 4 discs, and each one is a different color. Each pressing is a different color. I wanted to get like have these in sleeves and everything, but I haven't listened to these since I started, or haven't listened to this album since I started getting the stereo hi-fi sleeves. So I haven't put them in the new sleeves. But and I can't find a jacket for it because this fucking thing is just massive. So I can't put it in a protective sleeve. But yeah, they're all acoustic songs. These are all acoustic. There's um, I don't even know where to begin. Billy Fish, Evil New War God, With Teeth, Oven, Anaconda, Lovely Butterflies That Shoved, Honey Bucket, Night Goat, Queen, Suicide in Progress, The Bit. It just basically covers their entire catalog, which is awesome. I mean, it's an awesome thing for them to do an entirely all acoustic album. But yeah, looks like there's 2 blue and 2 red. So we'll just do this. We'll just call this a day on showing the actual pressings. But yeah, it's a cool thing to have. Has not been brought up yet on the show, and so I figured, fuck it, I'll talk about it on this one. And it's also a gatefold. I'll show that real quick, and then move on. But acoustic Melvins, pretty awesome, pretty awesome. Don't really get much better than acoustic Melvins. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So moving on. Let's rifle through this one. This originally came out in 1995. I have a 2013 repress of the Buffalo, New York hardcore band Snapcase Steps. Um, I got a funny story about this. Somebody had played this. There was a guy I used to kick it with. I don't want to mention this person because we're no longer friends, but a guy that I used to know from high school that listened to Snapcase, and I always remember listening to this album in his house and in his car, and just like this was a cool record. Um, Years later, I was at a show. I went to go see that band Norma Jean for the first time, and they were playing this weird pool hall. And Ash Avildsen, who runs Sumerian Records, he was booking the show, and we were helping him move like pool tables and all this stuff. And he put us on the list for free, and we found out that at the time Norma Jean was on tour with Under Oath, and this was just a one-off show for Norma Jean, and Under Oath had nothing going on, so they got on the show for free, or not for free. They just got on the show at the last minute, and I remember like hanging out outside with all these bands and talking to them, and the keyboardist of the band Under Oath. He was super nice. We were talking forever about music, and then he went to his car and grabbed a bunch of CDs out of his book. And one of the CDs he gave me was this one, Snapcase Steps. And I was like, bro, that's fucking incredible. Thank you. I told him how much I love this record, and he was like, yeah, take it. So he gave it to me amongst a bunch of other cool stuff. But this was a really cool. It's only 3 songs, and you know, it's short and sweet, but I fucking love it. It's heavy as shit. I think they're Looking Through Glass is their follow up to this, which was like a full length, and it was probably their most popular release. Um, I looked into this. This is a record store day release out of 100. I don't know how
What?
I know that's what it said. That's what it said. I'll show you what the this is a clear with smoke
Mm-hmm.
pressing, and yeah, that's what it
Which label was that on?
Victory.
Wow.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Snapcase Steps. Max got a
Okay.
picture of them all. I love this. I remember there's this cool Instagram page I follow called Def Toll. They had a bunch of this merch of this a couple years ago, and I missed out on it. I was so devastated because like it's one of my favorite hardcore releases ever. I don't care that
Yeah.
it's not even a full length. It's only 3 songs, but like this is really cool stuff. Snapcase is such a fucking awesome band, and old school hardcore band from Syracuse, Buffalo, New York. Yeah, Snapcase Steps. This is the 2013 repressing.
Right on. Right on. So your buttons aren't working too well on your side there, buddy.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
All good. Up next is another new acquisition for me. Um, and this one I just wanted to talk about just because this is my very first Zoetrope album, very first Zoetrope vinyl. Perfect Circle Meridinomes. This is the 25th anniversary limited edition Zoetrope album. Zoetrope vinyl featuring 4 animations in a premium jacket, which is the sticker that I used Nick's method of cutting it off and putting it in the freezer and peeling the sticker off and putting it on my jacket. So that worked out well. And also, whenever I was buying stuff from Turntable Lab the other day, I got these cool rice paper sleeve things. I wanted to try these. I saw these and they looked cool, and I figured, yeah, I'll try these and see how well they work. And they're pretty nice. About the same price as the other ones, a little more stable. They're like sturdy. But yeah, my very first Zoetrope. I have yet to put this on the turntable. I will not put the needle on it, but I do want to see this thing in motion. This is clips from the video for Judith. This is just the opposite side is just the pictures of the band from inside the artwork, with the symbols from inside the artwork. And let's do the second disc if I can get this to cooperate, which I won't be able to. So yeah, and the second disc is again this is the actual circle itself. It's like an animated thing. It's got the circle going in and out and interchanging or whatever. And again, the symbology from inside of the album, from the inside of the artwork. But really, really, really excited to finally have a Zoetrope album. This is my first, as I've said numerous times, but and what an album, dude, for me to have Zoetrope for. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Do you know
I don't know.
Zoetrope?
You're probably saying it right. Was thinking maybe Zoe Trope, but you probably got it.
Yeah, Zoetrope. But yeah, I'm excited, stoked to finally have one, and stoked that it's a Perfect Circle Meridinomes, which is by far my favorite album from them. So yeah, that's it for me as far as the talk about whatever the fuck we want.
I'm sure you got more to talk about, Jeff. All right. Last thing I'm going to talk about is a really cool band that our good pal Josh Huddleston got me into. This band is I want to say hardcore band because they've got a very punk rock mentality, but I don't know what else to say about them. I think they would fall into the hardcore category. Trash Talk. This is the Awake 7-inch or DIY release. I don't know. That tiny thing on the back. Let's see here. What is this? Look at this in a minute. This is a clear pressing. It's
Mm-hmm.
got Burn Alive, Give Me Death, Awake, Slander, and Blind Evolution. Trash Talk is just their live shows are chaotic. I believe their bassist plays bass in Despise You now, or no, Infest. Came with a little mini poster of the album artwork. Whoops, that's the correct way of looking at it. Yeah, it's got and then it's got the lyrics and everything on the inside. This is a really cool fucking band. They're a lot of their stuff is very DIY as well. Um, Josh Huddleston, man, god damn, like I think that kid like broke his body like seeing this band live a lot. Like he would always brag about going to see them in stage diving and coming home and his ribs weren't working well. Um, he but he talked a lot of hype about this band and I started checking them out and they're really fucking good. I one time saw them in I went to two shows in one night. I went to see Intronaut down in Springfield, Virginia, and then I drove all the way up to Baltimore to see Trash Talk. And Trash Talk had Thomas Pritchard, who played drums on the Mars Volta's uh, Bedlam and Goliath album. Uh, Thomas Pritchard's an amazing drummer. He uses like one pedal, and he's incredible. He's one of the sickest drummers I've ever seen live, but he crushed it with this band. And when they were done playing, they don't like to sell inside of venues. They don't like paying that fee that the venues give you. So they just like go out to a van if you want merch. They just sell all their merch out of the van. I didn't buy this from them there, but like most of their stuff, you got to either pre-order from their website or music wise, or
Mm.
find it on Discogs. But I don't think they're putting out new music anymore. I don't even think I see that they play shows every now and then, but they're very good about selling their own merch. Like they made their own T-shirts, with their own garments, and they had their own logo like sewn into like the collar and everything. So they're a cool band. Uh, just really fun and chaotic live. I think Dillinger took them out once.
I want to say that I've seen them, but I can't remember when or where or who with or. But
Every other time I've seen them, they've had like a hip hop act opening for them. Like one time I saw them, they did a free show. G-Pen put out like a trash talk pen, and me, Blake, John Jarvis, and I think Dave Davidson. We were at a revocation show in Baltimore, and then we drove to a free trash talk show up the street in Baltimore, and that guy Left Brain, who's part of like uh, Tyler the Creator's crew, he opened up for them. And,
hmm.
when the crowd started moshing, the owner of the club started fighting kids. He'd never seen nothing like that. He didn't want that happening in his venue. Trash Talk had to like chill this owner out and shit. It was a fun time. They're a cool band.
Nice.
Okay, Jeff, what new stuff do you have?
New stuff. Quite a few. I'm gonna start off with an album that I forgot to mention last time because it was still on the turntable, so I couldn't really talk about it. I didn't realize until it was over. The new Taylor Swift album. Yay, Taylor Swift. I've had it for weeks and haven't talked about it yet. The Life of a Showgirl. Um, it's a good album. It's getting a lot of hate online. I don't care. It's a good album. I mean, there's a couple songs that aren't that great, but there's enough there that it is great that I love this album. It's all glittery and sparkly, and I love it. I love this album. Actually Beautiful or Actually Romantic is a good one. Wish List is another awesome track from this. The title track features my absolute favorite new pop artist, Sabrina Carpenter. So that's, pretty cool. Taylor Swift and Sabrina Carpenter being on the same track together. But yeah, Taylor Swift, Life of a Showgirl. Up next is a reissue, an awesome fucking Sorry, I didn't mean to yell. An awesome reissue of Ministry's Psalm 69. This is what's on the turntable right now. Disc 2 is the main reason why I bought this Rocktober reissue of Psalm 69, because the first track on the third side is a song called TV Song. And what this is basically the song TV2 from the album, but it's the demo version. It's the version that's got like this the symbol 4 count between connect goddamn dots, connect goddamn dots. It's awesome. Just it's so fucking rad. The raw version of TV2. It's got an purely industrial unreleased track called "Fucked," which is really cool. It's got the 12-inch edit of Just One Fix and the short Pusillanimous, so they can fit more commercials on the radio edit of Just Jesus Built My Hot Rod. So that's a cool thing too. That's a cool thing to have. Also, along with the Rocktober reissues of Ministry albums, I also got, out of order, The Mind is a Terrible Thing to Taste. I have never owned this album on vinyl before a couple of days ago. Stoked to have this. Of course, this features Thieves, Burning Inside, Breathe, So What. Just fucking amazing album. The bonus tracks on this are Burning Inside, the 12-inch remix, Thieves 12-inch remix, and Smothered Hope, which I don't think I've ever heard Smothered Hope. But that is next to go on the turntable once I'm done listening to Psalm 69. Up next for new releases, I found this at a vintage stock. I don't know if you have vintage stock in Virginia, Nick, but it's just like they sell everything: comic books, CDs, bongs, whatever, all kinds of different shit. But I found a copy of Mastodon's Medium Rarities, which is so weird that why they would call it this. And I'm sure one of our good friends and another famous band probably had a heyday with them naming this. But Mastodon Medium Rarities, and I bought this for two reasons. Two reasons in particular. One, it has this song Atlanta that they did with Gibby Haynes of the Butthole Surfers, which I have the 7-inch or the single for, the picture disc single for, but I've never heard it because I don't listen to picture discs on my turntable. And this has Cut You Up with a Linoleum Knife from the fucking Aqua Teen Hunger Force soundtrack, and I am so excited to finally have this on 12-inch vinyl. But it's an awesome compilation. It's got the songs that they did for Game of Thrones, A Spoonful Weighs a Ton, Cycle of Sasquatch Live, Jaguar God, Blood and Thunder Live, White Walker from the Game of Thrones series, Crystal Skull Live. It has Orion and Iron Tusk. So awesome collection of Mastodon songs. Up next, got this the other day. This is the new album from Def Club. We Demand a Permanent State of Happiness. Stoked to have the new Def Club album. This is the loose screw color vinyl. I believe this is a Southern Lord exclusive, I think. I could be wrong. But stoked on new Def Club. The album is awesome. Up next, a couple of reissues from our very good friends in Cephalic Carnage. Xenosapien, kids. Xenosapien. This artwork is the very first time that this artwork has been on featured on vinyl. The last artwork, and I don't know if this is supposed to be public knowledge or not, but they got in a lot of trouble. I'll just put it that way. They got a lot of trouble for that for the artwork for the last vinyl, so that did not get used again. This isn't the same thing they had for the CD either. A little
Yeah,
different.
it was on the CD, just the little
The
monkeys.
babies are, but like the thing at the top, this is different than the CD.
That wasn't on the CD, no.
Yeah. So this variant it's an awesome variant. Is called Custom Color and Color with Splatter, which excuse me, I'm pretty sure both of them are called Yeah, custom tricolor merged with Splatter, but they also reissued Misled by Certainty, which is a double disc. This fucking color is awesome. The way these turned out are fucking awesome. But yeah, stoked to have these reissues from Squalid Carnage and continue with my complete collection of everything they've ever done, every pressing. Speaking of Cattle Decapitation, Death Atlas. This is the 75th copy of Death Atlas that I own. Time's Cruel Curtain will not be opened because none of the other 74 copies are open either, except for the black copy that I listened to. From Sex Prisoner, Tannhauser Gate. This is the A389 reissue. This is on, I believe this is called Mountain Dew Green, I think, which I think I found the right one on Discogs. I don't know if it is or not, but I've got it listed on there anyway. And last but not least, I figure I'd start off with one that Nick is going to just take over the episode with. The Red Cord Clients. I have only acquired one copy of this on vinyl. Neon Green with Black Swirl has not been opened yet. I haven't had time to listen to it. I've been listening to Ministry and other stuff. Taylor Swift is, much more important stuff than the Red Cord. But yeah, Red Cord Clients. Stoked to have this on vinyl, and I'm stoked to hear Nick talk about all of his copies.
Yeah. I got quite a bit here, so let's just roll right into it. All right, last Sunday I went and saw Cannibal Corpse, Municipal Waste, Full of Hell, and this band Fulci. This band was so fucking good. They're Italian gore. They basically Lucio Fulci. They write all these songs about his movies that and they play clips of it in the background. This is supposed to be blue with blood in it. This is their newest album called Duckface Killings. I love that title. It's hilarious, but this is based off of hold on. Slide all this back in here. This is based off of the movie The New York Ripper. Great artwork. Awesome fucking band. I felt like they stole that show last weekend. Much like Jeff, I got these new Sulfolic Carnage pressings. I think this one's a lot cooler than the other one. Looks really neat. Kind of reminds me of one of these Mastodon represses that I got. Same with Misled. Got that. Double vinyl, like Jeff said. Super cool. Splatter, custom. Been waiting forever to share this one. Took a while to send. The new revocation, number 115 of 300. This is actually a really cool pressing. I wanted to break this out and show it. This is Black Lilac. Look at that one.
Nice.
Pretty sure
Dude,
this is
Jesus, man, that is awesome.
Yeah, man. Like looking into this shit, but I feel like the resale on these are going to be high because this is I don't want to compare it to the Garbage Explosion, but it's really really well done pressing, I think. And
Sure.
this is the new Revocation album. Kudos to those guys. All right, here we go. The new Red Cord came in. I got 6 of them so far. This is pink with black splatter.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty nice. Here's the label. The U.S. ones came with different labels than the ones from Europe. This next one is the Ghost Effect, neon pink, off-white color and color. How do I do this?
Nice.
That one's a little bit that side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these turned out good. I'll show you the gatefold and everything on the last one. Here we go. Neon green with black swirl. I think, as you said, this is the one that you got.
Yeah, that's one I got. Nice.
Pretty sweet looking. Yeah, no, these turned out great. this was my favorite Red Chord album. I think, I can't tell you how many times I saw them on cycle on this tour. All right, next one. Orange, gray, brown, haze vinyl, number 236 of 300. Yeah, I think this is the one where.
Nice.
Yeah, there's one of these has got like one side is like all one color, one completely different color than the other. I haven't even taken pictures of any of these yet. All right. Orange, mint, green, merged vinyl. I think this is the one. Number 73 of 200.
73 of 200. Nice.
Yeah, this is it. See, this side is like all green, and then this side is like primarily orange. It's got the merge in there somewhere, but cool nonetheless. I'm really stoked like that. I think the U.S. ones turned out a little cooler, but like, I don't give a fuck. I want all of them. I think there's a couple more, and then the last one I got, Bone Oxblood merge vinyl. This looks like most merge records that you see. Nothing spectacular, but again, this is the Red Chord. They're a very special band to me. This comes out with this really awesome fold out, and it's got like this class photo of like with all the heads of the people from the client's album artwork, including it's got like pictures of they put like all of them in here, and there's a photo in the center here. This is what the guys look like now in 2025. Who are all the players on this record? With Brad. I haven't seen Brad in so long. He's one of my favorite drummers the Red Chord had. And then this is what they look like back in 2005 when they put this record out. I'm happy. I'm so happy that this album got pressed. They did a really good job with the layout on this. When we saw them out in Chicago, like even when we had two of the members on this show, like I've expressed my gratitude and like how much I love this band. Like they're an incredible bunch of dudes, and that guy Greg is one of the funniest human beings I've ever met in my life. And yeah, like I'm so stoked that they finally got into the vinyl game with their own band because they still got a couple more to release. I know Pray for Eyes is gonna be a big one because that had a lot of cool people on that record. Nate Johnson, Johnny Davey from Job for a Cowboy, but oh man, I'm so stoked they put this out finally on vinyl. All right, last thing I got to talk about. Got a story behind this as well, and Jeff, I told you this story a while back, and this is just, it kind of blows my mind that this is how it went down. This is a band that I saw back in like the early 2000s. I want to say 2002, 2003, maybe. I discovered this band when I went and saw Unearth and Every Time I Die in Manassas, Virginia. It's a band called Evergreen Terrace, and this album is called Burned Alive by Time. This is a 2020 pressing, and it's a test press of it. There's only 20 of these. Why do I have a test press? Because when I try to find an actual pressing of the vinyl with like that artwork right there, it's like expensive as shit. There's like people selling it for like over $130, and then there's a lot of other pressings that are just people don't sell. Like they don't want to sell their pressings of it. I think like the OG pressings came with like screen printed covers, so like I don't think there's any record of sales of them on Discogs. But there's one person selling one for like $130 out of Europe, and like with tax and everything, it came to like 150 something like that. And I'm like, God damn! But then one person out of I think it was Germany was selling this, and it only came to a little over $100. And I was like, fuck. So I spent money just to get the test pressing, just so I could have an actual copy of this on vinyl, because that's how much I like this album. This is a really cool record. They were a band that had like I don't want to call them like hardcore, but they had a little bit of hardcore in them. They had some singing parts to it, so it was like that early like metalcore days of whatnot. They were on Eulogy Records. Um, I saw them with like the first time I saw them was with Every Time I Die and Unearth. Then I saw them with Remembering Never and On Broken Wings and Scarlet. But they're just, I kept going to see them. They're a really, really cool fucking live band. They have a song called No Donnie, These Men Are Nihilist, like from the Big Lebowski. Tons of good songs are on this record. When the album ended, they did a cover of Depeche Mode's, I guess the Sound of Silence is what the song is called. And yeah, and then after this in 2004, they put out a cover album called Writer's Block, and it had I think there's maybe one song that they covered that Between the Buried and Me covered. I can't remember what it was, but they're a really cool fucking band. They're really, really, really good live. Like, I mean, like over the top good fucking live band. Last time I saw them, it might have been like 2015, 2016 with the Acacia Strain, but I know they still do stuff every now and then. They're from Gainesville, Florida. But I'm happy to own a copy of this on vinyl. It sucks that I had to pay for a test pressing, and it was the least expensive version of this album being sold online. So, yeah, Evergreen Terrace, awesome fucking band. I think a lot of hope people know who they are because they're a huge deal to me for a while.
Yeah. Your scenario with that vinyl, it still blows my mind that the cheaper option out of however many variants there are of that album was the test pressing. It's just so weird that that's the cheaper option, but it's cool you have it. Very cool you have that on vinyl.
For sure. Well, that is this week's episode, and we always thank you guys for sticking around for as long as we've yapped. And yeah, Jeff, anything?
I got nothing. This is the last episode with Kane for a while. I know he was in the previous episode with Patrick from Night, and just want come here, Kane, come here. Want to tell everybody bye. Say, hey, it's nice seeing everybody. Get the hell off my show. But no, I got nothing. New Taylor Swift album rules. New Sabrina Carpenter album rules.
All right, everybody. We will see you all next week.
All right. See you guys.
And the final thing,